hi and welcome to Curiosity Reviews and to this long-awaited topic. Part one is going to be part one because I'm not gonna be able to cover everything that I've learned for this. For a lot of years, pretty much, especially for the last 3 years. So basically, guys, I did help videos before, but that was when I was still losing weight, and since then I learned a lot and a lot and a lot, and I want to help more people to be healthier, educate them, and to help them lose weight, not only lose weight but improve their health, and they will never have to gain this weight again, how most of the times people are doing because they do not understand how their body works. Yeah, I know, Giovanni. So, because I have a lot to cover, guys, and because it's complicated and very serious topic to me, I'm not gonna watch the comments like super all the time. When I finish with particular topic, you can ask your questions and I'm gonna answer them. Okay, if you agree, let's begin. So guys, I've looked, through the years, I was never like super fat or anything like that. I was kind of fluffy about 3 years ago because although I was still training, I decided to just eat a lot of spaghetti with my boyfriend after I went home. And a bowl of spaghetti is like 900 calories. And you just cannot make up for whatever workout you're doing for those 900 calories that you've eaten. Especially at night, you don't have the time to destroy all of that calories, and you don't have time to and you just can't do the intensive workouts and the prolonged workouts that you need to spend so much calories. But it's not only calories. I always thought that calorie was a calorie, but it turns out that is not true. But before I get into that, yeah, okay, Giovanni. So before I get into that first topic that we have to cover, I even read it in the video description here. Why to start bettering yourself? Now, why? Now, I've seen a lot of young people, including my colleagues. There are a lot of my colleagues. Sorry about that. That they're young people. They're in their early 20s. Some of them they're in their late 20s. It doesn't matter. And they gained a lot of weight in that young age. And the girls that gain weight in that young age, they look like how we say in Bulgarian lelichki, which means older lady, like above maybe 40, that looks older than she actually is. You can say so. And the guys look like chichkovci, which means they look fluffy, fat, way above 30, like super, you know, super calm and super, so to speak. And we all do know how weight gain is an epidemic now, and we all know how in America there's that's the epicenter of this huge epidemic of weight gain, and that unfortunately is affecting the rest of the world as well. All countries in their own way are getting fatter and fatter, and are getting closer to the numbers in America. Well, not close as like so close, but still, guys. Um, yeah, blockage. Yeah. Yes, I will. Like I said, I'm not gonna really watch that much the comments until I finish my thoughts, every single point that I made in the description of the video. And after I finish a particular, topic, we can discuss, and then I'm gonna continue forward. So this is your chance to ask me whatever you like when I finish, with that first topic. So why to start bettering yourself? Well, first, a lot of damn it, a lot of young people just don't care. I mean, that's what I wanted to start with. They just don't care about their health because they think that that's not gonna get them. That's not gonna get to be that bad. I'm gonna stop that. Sorry. Uh, so they just, think like, who the heck cares? I'm fat, but well, I like myself this way, a bit more fluffy because if I lose weight, I'm gonna look like a twig, I'm better. That's literally what they're thinking because they did said that to me. I'm quoting them, you know, and it's ridiculous. They are lying to themselves, and just very very sad. I understand where they're coming from because I used to be the same way when I gained that weight. It was pretty fast. I didn't realize it at first, and all my clothes starting to not fit, and some guys asked me if I'm pregnant, which was like a huge insult to me back then. Yeah, I do feel great, so thank you very much. Um, and so, guys, what to tell ya? Growing up, I just had a few friends, that girlfriends, that are like obese. Even I learned a lot from what they have to go through. I saw their health problems, how they just gotten worse and worse with years, and how the fact that they were young did not help them in any way, to not be more fat, because the body works like this, guys. When you start to not care about anything and just eat and eat and eat, you're just giving your body a lot more energy than it needs, so it stores it you know in in the ways that it can store it, which is fat. And but with fat comes a lot of other health problems. It comes, higher blood sugar. It comes with, huge insulin spikes when you eat. That leads to, insulin resistance, and that leads to diabetes eventually. And diabetes can lead to death, to having your nails on your legs falling off, and a lot of other things that are like very scary movie real, unfortunately. And all of those sicknesses can be prevented, is including Hashimoto is one of those diseases that just unlocks when you don't eat healthy. You don't know how to eat healthy. You have no idea what the heck you're doing to your body, and a lot of people are like that. So to the first question, why you have to start bettering yourself, because even if you feel good right now with whatever you're doing, even if you think that you look good, you can always improve that. And most people are just average. They are not fitness. Uh, I mean, they do not have fitness bodies. They are not really fit. I mean, there was once upon a time when we were. I mean, there were Greek Greek times or Roman times that people did look like that, because they were just, moving. The food was not very available. They eat a lot of meat and all of that. So basically, it for them, they were not that concerned because they really look like that because of the way of life. Well, not maybe not that ripped, but some people, yeah. Some people, which of course I'm gonna get to that topic as well, just have the ability to create muscle very easily and to be fit with abs and chest without strategically working out, just doing some work, like village worker, anything like that. I mean, I've seen such people that are like, wow, you're working out in a fitness or something. He's like, no, I'm just working in my garden. But that's very rare. That's very rare. For the rest of us, we have to really sit down and think. So basically, first point, guys, when you're young, you really don't think about those things, but they are getting to you and they're gonna get you. And a lot of times they are getting you while you're young. And whenever you're doing to your body when you're young, that's gonna totally totally have a bigger burden that's gonna have a bigger effect on you when you get older. And essentially, with every bad choice that you're making for yourself and your body, you are making your lifespan shorter and shorter and shorter, and you're just making yourself open for more sicknesses than you realize. And it's up to you to minimize the risks. It's up to you to make a stronger body so you can, be stronger if even if some sickness hits you. Some sickness that's out of your control, like pneumonia. For instance, your body's gonna be a lot stronger to deal with that, and you have a lot more chances of survival compared to somebody that never took a health. I mean, was never health conscious. And now, when we get rid of that, I just want to stress out, guys, because I've talked to so many people, in my life, again, young people that are so careless about their bodies. They always found the most ridiculous, excuses to not do anything with their bodies. Most ridiculous. They're just whiny babies, basically. Like, one of my colleagues comes to me yesterday, actually, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm not sure if I can really work because I have muscle soreness here on my forearms. Oh my god, it hurts so bad." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I'm lifting weights with these forearms. I'm doing like exercises. I'm doing this movement, basically. A weight is hanging from a little bar with the string on it. I'm bringing the string up with these kind of a movements, then I'm bringing it down, bringing it up, and this creates such a pump and such a good development in your forearms. It's amazing. I don't know how that feels, and I'm developing that and all of that. And he's literally like, complaining that he lifted his arms 5 times and now he has muscle soreness. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm doing that all the time, and I'm a girl and you're a man and you're complaining about this. And he's like, well, you're training and I'm not. Well, why? The question arises, why are you not training? Why? I've had similar conversations with this guy anyways. I'm going to just take my phone real quick, guys. Hold on. Weep. Oh, my chair is awesome. Yep. Okay, my phone and the 100 things that I just always forget about my phone. To stop his sounds and all of that, I always have like 500 notifications. So guys, hi to Michael, hi to Dido. First time 30 years you overweight. Wow. Well, I'm gonna give you guys the blueprint of how to do this, and you see why is basically, well, at least it's different than what other fitness gurus are gonna tell you. High sorry. Uh, high blood pressure can also be totally controlled with diet. Unfortunately, guys, this is the thing that people always, think about those things when they already have the diseases, the blood pressure, the insulin resistance. They only think of that when they already have them, when it's too late. Although some diseases are reversible, but you already did a lot of damage to your body. And my point is here to not allow this in the first place. To not be feeling sorry for yourself and just say to the mirror and to yourself and to girls that are thin. That other girl that I wanted to talk to you about, again, she's one of my colleagues. She's a very sweet girl that is usually very smart, but when it comes to her body, she's extremely like contra. She's like, I used to be this and that. I used to be athletic. How many muscles I had, and if I'm 50 kilos, I'm gonna look 210, oh my god. And she is like one head shorter than me, and I'm 51 kilos right now. So if she is 50 kilos, she will look like okay, but not super fit in my opinion, because she's a lot shorter than me. So what is she talking about? That means that she does not have any idea of how she should look like, what are the norms for her height, and if she wants to look perfect and fit, how will that really look like? She will not be 210. That's ridiculous. There's no such thing as 210 if you, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know about anorexia, of course, but I mean, you're not 210 if your body fat levels are normal, if you if you're athletic, if you have muscles, uh, if you just have this body recomposition in which most of your tissue is clean tissue, is muscle, is not fat. As long as you have created muscle, you're no longer that category that everybody else thinks that a non-training person would be, which is skinny fat. If you're skinny fat, your muscles are also very weak, and they're basically in catabolic processes because you're not training them. Okay, you wrote a lot of things, guys. Oh, здрасте, Dido. Hi, Dido. Thank you. Yeah, you do that, Dido. Yeah, exactly. So this is my point. The first point is very important. Why to start bettering yourself? Just ask yourself, like sit one day to your butt and ask yourself, why I have to start bettering myself? Well, if you want to have longer life, that's for one. If you want to have that longer life, feel better, not feel miserable, not have illnesses, not pay for medication, if you have in mind that all the medications that exist because people do not know how to take care of themselves, because doctors work with pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies. They don't give the advice that you want to be having, the real advice from a doctor. They don't know about nutrition, at least a lot of them don't, most of them don't. They give you their own advices, and then you end up one day in the hospital bed. No, especially in America, that's a huge problem. Every food that you eat there, every vegetable is either GMO, filled with so many chemicals, the wrong types of oils that are GMO, like corn oil, lots and lots of other things. And none of that is good for the body, recognizable for the body, and the body doesn't know what to do and stores it as fat. That's another topic about, we have to talk about the nutrients ratio in which you have to eat. I mean, not you have to eat. We're gonna talk about different bodies and how they process carbs, protein, and fats, but um, there is a few things that are universal, that will work for everybody. A few things. The rest is very important to know yourself. But again, I'm gonna get to the topic as well. So first, guys, ask yourself why to do that. And again, it's because you will have better quality of life. Yes, everybody are going to die. I heard that answer so many times. Like, why to do that, Gary? Like, why? We're all gonna die. Yeah. You're gonna die, but you're gonna be a very sick person that is not gonna be good to themselves, to the persons around them. You're not gonna be a good example for anybody, and with that, you're not gonna be a good example for humanity. We're gonna produce weaker people, we're gonna produce more sick people, I mean, the kids that are being born right now, and I just heard that like an hour ago from one of my friends. One of his friends just had a kid, I mean, that had so many problems in their sorry, just very hard to talk about that, but that kid, that baby that was born, had so many problems internally, so many inflammatory, you can say, processes that was going on in the body of the child, and it was it was 7 in the 7th month they had to pull it out, and just it didn't survive. And that is because, guys, we have bad diets. If you have bad diets, if you don't know how to take care of our bodies, we develop sicknesses, illnesses, genetic changes in our bodies that result in having kids with with different kind of diseases that can't even make it. We can't even have a full pregnancy sometimes. We can't, and when the child is born, it's gonna have different deformalities. Sorry if I'm mistaking that word. And the autism is one of the things, one of the sicknesses, the illnesses that a lot of people now have. And it's just no coincidence that all of these diseases and the statistical facts that maybe our generation, the younger generation now, is going to be one of the first generations that will not outlive their parents. Isn't that super sad? Isn't that? So humanity is destroying itself, but just because you know everybody like, well, we're just gonna go to McDonald's. It's just like so easy. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna feel full. That's it. Like, who cares? Well, no, because that your body has to process all of that. It has to decide whether to turn it into fat or turn it into turn it sorry into energy so you can move and live. And when it doesn't have the necessary minerals, when it doesn't have the necessary proteins and fats, and it just has carbs, blah, it's gonna be completely depleted. The insulin is gonna go crazy. There's so many things that which I always get drifted away, but I mean, you're gonna talk about a lot of things, but point by point, guys. uh Dido, well, that is very wrong, Dido. Very, very wrong. So Dido said, because you don't understand Bulgarian, is that he said that the best diet is meat. That's totally not true. Now, you have to know, Dido, that some people, I mean, their families, their previous, I mean, you're coming from a tree, so to speak, like we like to say here, dosłowno drvo. Your ancestors, basically, what I want to say. If they eat meat mostly, if they thrived, not thrived, if they thrived, if they were healthy in that meat diet, you will probably have the same genes, and you will probably be healthy on a meat diet, and that will never clog your arteries and all of that. That will never cause any problems. But you don't know that, so it's very, very. You can say it's not smart to say that, because I was gonna get to that actually. That every single person is very different. Some people can eat meat and be super fine. Some people can eat meat like my uncle and almost die from that. And some people can be vegan and, see the bad health results of that in 20 years. Some people can be vegan and be perfectly fine. So you just that is the second point, guys. When you decide to finally make a difference, when you decide how important, when you see how important it is to take your health in your hands, you will see, not only how serious this is, because this is your life, this is your body, but you will understand how your own body works, so you know what foods to eat, and ratios. What is the ratio of carbs, fat, and protein in your diet? What is supposed to be for you? So that is very important, guys. Very important. So there are some things that are universal, which is totally not the meat diet. Believe me, is not. I also know personally people that tried to eat meat for healing purposes only. A lot of people manage that, a lot of people have success with that, but that particular person again developed terrible health consequences from that. Terrible. So you cannot be irresponsible and just say that. So I'm only doing this when I decided to do this finally, this video series, I'm confident now that I know a lot of things, enough, a lot of things. You can always know more things, but I'm confident enough to know, enough so I can help people. I already did help people. Yakta can confirm if he was here. Unfortunately, he's busy now. It's Christmas time. Everybody are doing something. But again, I always give him as an example how he improved his health. His blood pressure disappeared. I mean, he also had problems with that, and he lost like 15 kilos till now. He turned his life around. He gained confidence. He gained muscle, and he continues, and only for 6 months. My boyfriend also succeeded in building muscle, and yeah, improving his health because he did, went to the doctors. mm, so I mean, he did all the necessary blood tests and a lot of other tests. Actually, whatever test that can be done in a hospital, he did it. He did them all, and all results were absolutely perfect, and I was very proud. I can tell you that. Mm. Okay, let me just go to your comments because we're getting to the next point. So first, guys, believe that this is what you have to do, and then just start knowing yourself. Start experimenting with different kinds of foods. Like for instance, I know that beans, different kinds of beans, also peanuts, also cashew. No, not sure about the cashews, but the almonds. Uh, they do not. They just don't work well with my body. Just don't. They just don't. I mean, uh, there's one type of seed. I just have no idea how it is in English. Have to check that. My mom takes. I also used to take it. I'm gonna check now how is that in English. It's one of the most important seeds actually. Just to let you know about that. How it's linseed. Lingue. No, not lingue, linseed. I think it's lenoseme in Bulgarian. Yeah, so that is very healthy. And she said when she was taking this, I was also taking this for the longest time. She no longer, let's say, had gas from beans, such foods, but that is, I mean, and she was convinced that I'm gonna have perfect effects from it as well, but that's not the case. I mean, I could be, I mean, I am her child, but that doesn't mean that my organism is the same. Doesn't mean that. So, again, you have to learn your body. What is irritating your body, what is not, and when you and of course that process. By the way, that process is gonna take a while. You have to test different foods. Something that everybody's saying is very good for you might be terrible for you. So you just have to test, and see how it goes. Eventually, go to the doctor and check your blood and all of that. See how it goes. And if everything's fine, you just continue doing what you're doing. That's one way, of course, to check it. Nobody wants to do it, but eventually you have to do it to prove yourself that you're doing the right thing. And of course, first, it's gonna show how you look. It's gonna show how you feel. So there's that. Okay, let's check what you guys are saying. Continuing. That's funny, blockage. Oh, that's another thing when I just read Michael's comments. That's another problem that I was just, yeah, thanks, Michael. Actually, you led me to that thought. Like in our Bulgarian villages, people think that you have to eat to be healthy. A lot of people think that. My mom still thinks that you have to eat and eat and eat to be healthy. That's totally not true. That's exactly the opposite. All the science, is totally proving that right now. that the more you eat, the faster you die. And why is that? Because when you take food, um, your body takes a lot of energy to process that food. A lot of times that food contains unhealthy things, and even if it contains healthy things, your digesting is working and insulin is spiking. Free radicals are released, and you age. And you when you eat 5 times a day, like some doctors were suggesting a few years ago, that was very popular, to fasten your metabolism, you're actually making your metabolism slower. So when you eat more, you're getting more things in your body that the body has to process. You are making your gut work all the time, which is very bad, because believe me, a lot of the health problems and aging comes from the gut and how you care about your gut, which is processing a lot of things. It's like the engine that we're throwing chocos in to burn, so to speak. Like, it's a big furnace basically. You throw things in it, it burns, and you work. I mean, you move, so to speak. But when you when you start to throw things a lot of times in it, it starts to produce this huge fire spikes, so to speak, just using this metaphor. And and eventually just destroy itself, just starts to leak things, so to speak, to bring that fire outside. I mean, to bring that all those stupid yucky things, to the body. Don't take that as, I don't mean that your gut is starting to leak or something, but I'm trying to explain this the best way. You're basically making your stomach work all the time, to process food all the time. Hormones go crazy, and basically insulin, because it's doing that all the time. Insulin should be like this. If it's not like this, you're getting fat. Every time that you eat is doing this. If it's carbohydrates, I don't know why I cannot say this word in English, but carbohydrates. Damn it! Sorry, some words in English are really not my thing. But carbs. When you eat carbs, it does this. When you eat protein, it does this. When you eat fat, it does like almost nothing. And that leads me to the keto diet. But again, let's go to the points, and then we're going to talk about, of course, about the keto diet and how can that be very, very helpful to you. Uh, okay, let's get to the comments first. Yeah, so second point, know yourself. Yeah, I just gave a very good example. When you just can eat something that's supposedly very healthy for you, just don't eat it. It's supposedly not healthy for you. It can be healthy for me, but cannot be healthy for you. Now, spinach, actually, if you eat raw spinach, is very bad for you. I mean, for most people, because plants have this anti-nutrients, not exactly anti-nutrients, they're called, well, almost anti-nutrients. They basically release this type of poison because they don't want to be eaten. And when you consume them raw, you just eat that as well. And that can be very harmful to the body over time. So spinach, particularly, is very good to be cooked a bit before being eaten. Carrots also, if they're not raw but a bit more, you know, boiled a bit, they can release more nutrients and they can be more actually healthier this way. So raw eating is not always the best idea. I mean, so many people said like, "Oh, raw eating is gonna cure everything." Yeah, no, not really, not always, not with everybody. So how to find something that is suitable for you? Like I said, test yourself. Years back when I tried to stop milk, I tried different plant-based milks like almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, coconut milk, and especially soy milk was so terrible for my health, my gut. I cannot tell you the discomfort, bloating. so many other things. So I was told that I have to quit milk because milk was just for babies, but not for my organism, because apparently I process milk pretty awesome and my body loves milk. So there's that. So many people are like, oh, milk. Only babies drink milk. You're not supposed to be drinking milk after you're like, 6 or 7 years of age, or even even younger than that. Depends. Um, but guys, some people can process lactose amazingly. Some people are really adapted to lactose. But like, try to give milk to people from Africa that never really, their bodies never really getting used to drink cow's milk or whatever milk in the first place, let's say. And if you give them milk, that could potentially not only harm them, but who knows what else. So um, again, we're so freaking different. So all kinds of milk, yogurt, especially Bulgarian yogurt, as we Bulgarians know, um, we created it, that bacteria bifidobacteriaceae, or bifidobacteriaceae is the thing that Danone says, but bacteria bulgaricus, whatever it was called, um, that bacteria really helps the stomach because that's what probiotics are. So all those milks and stuff, they're just awesome for me. Awesome. And they have lots of protein and very good fats. Yeah, if you put honey into milk, it gets very delicious. Whether or not it's healthy, not really sure. It's gonna depend. Um, but yeah, okay, let's continue. So that is the second topic, actually, how to better yourself. Uh, First, when you made that decision, you have to stick with it your whole life. You have to make the necessary changes. You have to read a lot. You have to test a lot after that. Mm, you know, although that's gonna take time, you really have to enjoy it because you see the results. You really see, but you have to be patient. Sometimes you're gonna see results super fast, sometimes not. So just be patient. It depends on your body. It depends on how much damage you did to your body previously before you start to change. And of course, guys, although I did talk about diet this far, you have to incorporate fitness. Yeah. So why fitness? Well, fitness, although a lot of people say like, Gary is so boring, I have to sit here lift weights. I'm like, how can you think even that is boring? What does it mean it's boring? So all your perception of life and how you have to live and how you have to experience the world is something to be fun, like all the time, fun, fun, fun. Actually, actually, you can make it fun. You just haven't figured that out yet. Even if you really like to make it fun. For me, it's fun because when I lift weights, I become so strong that really surprises people. After a while. I mean, you reap the benefits, just not right away. But you see your body change in such amazing ways. And it's just amazing. And how is that helping your health? Well, when you lift weights, when you're, I mean, because it's not only enough to do one thing, you have to do a lot of things. Aging, that process, it's gonna always, be in motion. But in the same way that it's always in motion, in the same way that it's very persistent, you can be persistent yourself in the opposite direction with everything that you do by putting thought in everything that you eat and do. When you do that, you're gonna make an equal force that's gonna fight and fight aging. Of course, we cannot, as far as we know so far, fully stop it. But I truly believe, since everything that I've learned, that if you really make every effort possible, you will not only have great quality of life, look great, feel great, with that will come so many other qualities like better willpower, better cognitive thought, because that is also what it comes with fitness, you know, um, just better perception of the world, more positive thinking, helping others. When you achieve yourself what you want to achieve and continue with that and improving upon that, you're gonna help others. They're gonna be more healthier as well. You know, if they're listening to you, which some people actually will listen to you. Some people are not that stupid. Some people are ready to take this next step, and you can be there in that particular perfect moment in time to help them. There's so many benefits of that. You can just look food and your body in a totally different way, and that will lead to more wisdom, even higher intelligence in every single way, and you're gonna be looking better for interviews. Even there's a lot of things, that you're not currently thinking about, but I'm telling you they're there. But when it comes to training, guys, it's extremely important to do weights, resistance training. That means also calisthenics. Like, for instance, guys, I'm lifting weights, bench pressing, squats, everything. At my home, I made this effort to like leave 3 meters by 2 meters of space to put all the equipment that I really think that you need for whole body workouts. Elastic bands, resistant bands, I mean, that are very, very good as well. Uh, this extreme gym uh, that you can lift yourself on. I forgot the word for that. Pull-up bar. Yes, pull-up bar. The gymnastic rings, which when you train with gymnastic rings, you strengthen your ligaments, which is very, very important, by the way, because sometimes, when bodybuilders lift too heavy, they think that because they have muscles, they're gonna hold that weight, but then they're tearing ligaments. That is why. Um, and I mean, that is because they don't really train those. That is why they're taking performance enhancing drugs, and even though their muscles, maybe it can, bring the weight up, but their ligaments, they're not on steroids. And they're not as strong as the muscles are. And the bones, you have to think about your bones, your joints, and all of that. And when you train with weights, when you train so well rounded, you strengthen your bones. You will improve your immunity. You will improve your athleticism overall. You will improve your sex life. Yes, you will. Yeah, everything's improved. You will feel like a machine all the time. You will feel like you'll go through a wall. So strong. I mean, you feel just so good because your back is always straight. You develop this awesome posture. You look great in costumes. Like I said in my, you know, Men in Black trailer. You just look better in every freaking way. You look better on the beach. You just feel better about yourself. But this is not, self-esteem without the base. This is not. This is self-esteem with the base. And here in Bulgaria we say самочувствие с покрытие, which means self-esteem with coverage. The best way that I can translate that. That means that you did that with your willpower. You did that with your, and with the knowledge that you gathered. That was personal effort. That you know that is just your treasure. That is your how is the word for that? Just accomplishment. Because a lot of people think that, look at this, look at like those people that are fit, like, oh, you're thin, you can eat a lot. I'm like, what? No. Do you think that this thing just happens? No. No, it does not just happen. I made it. I will it into existence. I did. I will this into existence. I mean, the way that I look now is way better. It's way better when I was a kid, or just younger, a teen, you can say. Way better. I never believed in my life that I will look the way that I look now, but everything, that I did is just literally develop my personal, natural uh, beauty in terms of body structure, face structure, everything. I enhanced everything naturally through the power of knowledge and applying that successfully onto myself and my body. And yeah, now I just want to continue to do that and give back so you can be that best version of yourself, guys. And you do have to realize that if you're healthy, you can create a business, you can sustain a business. When you work out, when you make this effort to your health, you actually develop qualities that are very good for business, very good because you just develop this willpower, you develop this drive for knowledge, you desire to learn, to know, to apply, to see if it works. If you prove yourself to be right, you're very happy with yourself, and that is what true happiness is, guys. That is what it really is. It's to be enough to yourself, so to speak, to achieve so much with yourself that you now are this great human being that can also give and help others achieve the same and be better in their own way. Not to say that I want to be alone and all of that. Of course, I mean, because I said that I'm not to myself, that means that you are one complete individuality. That is just what it means. It doesn't mean that you don't need other people. Of course, that everybody needs to be loved, and that also helps if you have a good support system. But a lot of people, including my parents, still think that you have to eat or you're gonna get sick. That is not true at all, and that's where intermittent fasting comes along. Uh, well, thanks, Giovanni. Now, before I get to intermittent fasting, let's see what your guys are saying. Pumpkin is very healthy. Yeah, Ivy, patience is not easy to maintain, but again, when you get on to this lifestyle, you develop everything. It's just how it goes. Everything goes with developing willpower. Patience is one of those things. I I personally fell off the wagon a lot of times when I was younger until I finally get a grip of myself. About milk and dairy, but to me it's quite the opposite. Yeah, Ivy. So a lot of things, yeah, Basilicus bulgaricus things that is the bacteria that we discovered. Hmm. Actually, yeah, a lot of other people can tell ya about alcohol. You know, if it's processed alcohol, by the way, if it's not homemade keyword here, of course, it's very bad for you. If you get homemade, it can be super bad for you again if you go overboard. If you consume alcohol too much, too often, you can consume it like on occasion, like literally on occasion, not every day, even not every week. I will not recommend it. In small doses is healthy, but literally like in small doses. If it's lighter alcohol like wine, if it's good wine, real wine with real, maybe made from real grapes and berries and such, it's gonna help you, but just in small quantities. Really, alcohol is one of those things that, like for instance, rakia, our Bulgarian very strong alcoholic drink, can really help if you're sick. For instance, if like you are under air conditioning device, let's say you have a like sore neck and sore back, if somebody makes a massage, I mean gives you a massage with rakia, they just pour something, some on their hand, just makes a massage with that, you're gonna feel amazing. So there is some healing properties to alcohol, but everything, guys, is really and truly in moderation. You just have to know from what can you take more, from what can you take less. I mean, what is the ratio of moderation of different things for you particularly? But if you're gonna have to, I mean, if you're on a fitness lifestyle, which everybody should be on, again, um, you have to use alcohol really on occasion. And alcohol is really for occasions. It's not like drinking every day. If you think about it, it's made for occasions. Hmm. Yeah, cigarettes, one of the worst things ever. There are people that had cigarettes all their lives and never got lung cancer, but again, do not count on that. These are very rare cases. And why do not think about the prospects that even though those people did not get health cancer and they died from something else, let's say, that did not hinder their overall experience in life. I mean, in terms of quality of life. They maybe did not die from that, but they were dependent on that. When you're depending on something, you give up a piece of yourself, you give up a piece of your willpower, and you're surrendering to that thing that you're expecting to make you calmer and feel better about yourself. You have to find the strength to feel better about yourself, not from substances, not from alcohol, not from cigarettes, not from narcotics. You have to find, it within you, um, all of that you need to feel better about yourself without anything else. Like, for instance, the obesity. I mean, the topic at hand here, the obesity epidemic, guys. It's because a lot of people eat, not only because the food is very bad quality, of course, and they do not know how to eat in terms of carbs, protein, fat ratio, but they eat to make them calm. They eat to make them feel better. Because when you eat foods that you like, your body releases endorphins and you just feel a lot better. There was a study done with mice. Two mice, and not two, I'm not sure if there's two, but let's say mice, as far as I remember the study, they had a choice between cocaine and sugar. Almost every time the mice chose sugar instead of cocaine, even though the mice knew that they will be electrocuted if they chosen sugar. But that proves to you how carbs and sugar, because yeah, carbs turn into sugar, how sugar is more addictive than cocaine, and that is problem. That is the hugest problem of today's diets, that people are consuming too much sugar, too much carbs, they have too many insulin spikes, and they're getting fat. If you take insulin and inject it directly in particular parts of the body, for instance, that part is gonna get so swollen and fat, that particular part, then it's crazy. Then you realize why people are so fat, because they're consuming so many carbs. The ratio of carbs, fats, and proteins in such a favor of carbs is what the problem is. Carbs are just not something that our bodies are very efficient with, and they are just very addictive. But I'm gonna get to that again. I'm just putting bits and pieces of things that I'm gonna talk about, in more detail, in the further parts of this series. So you basically realize where the problem lies in today's times. By the way, what I'm drinking here is mineral water, which is natural from our Bulgarian mineral springs. We have a lot here. So at least we are blessed with a lot of homemade things, by the way. Very good cheese, milk, and so on. This is just a piece of lemon with sea salt. So that is very healthy. I usually drink it from the morning. That's the first drink that I have in the morning. Then I start, and that's a newer practice that I'm doing. I'm trying to improve more. Then I drink um, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin highest quality olive oil with 1 tablespoon of lemon. I stir that a bit, I drink it, I feel a lot, I feel awesome from that. And then after like 30 minutes, when I start eating, I may start with 1 avocado, very good ripe avocado, of course, again with poured extra virgin olive oil on it. Because I'm fasting, let's get to fasting now. So, um, just a second to get to what Giovanni said. Mm. Well, you just, I quit sodas a long time ago. I don't drink Coca-Cola, don't drink anything like that, anything that is, um, bubbly water. I don't drink sodas in any way from years. I stopped drinking juices from the store as well. Just don't drink that. They're filled with sugar that basically equal, and they have equal insulin spikes in your body. No, do not drink energy drinks. They can kill you. You can, however, on occasion, drink isotonic drinks filled with minerals and you know minerals and vitamins. Actually, isotone is one of them. If you have isotone in your country or something similar like that, and if they're with stevia, something that's not affecting your blood sugar, is going to be even better. Of course, it's a lot better to get your vitamins and minerals from foods, but if you're on the go, you can drink 1 bottle of that throughout the days. If I buy 1 bottle, it's like 700 milliliters. I can drink that for like a lot of days, not at once, just little by little, like 50 milliliters a day. It really helps me, to give me energy. It gives me energy if I really lack those things. If I don't, it does nothing. Sometimes it's good, but everything that has some kind of an artificial sweetener I really do not recommend it, because artificial sweeteners can make a lot more damage to the body than sugar sometimes. I drink coffee, but I'm gonna drink to that. I'm gonna get to that in a second when I talk about intermittent fasting. So the third point here is long-term sustainability, a way of life. And that is intermittent fasting, guys. I do intermittent fasting for the past 3 years. And why do I do that? Well, intermittent fasting first is backed by tons of science. More and more comes every day, and it's completely free. It's completely free. So nobody is gaining, you know, from that. You cannot buy intermittent fasting. You have to do it. It's the most free and the most healthy way of getting better with your life, but it is a way of life. So what it is, intermittent fasting, is to drink from my awesome coffee here. So guys, intermittent fasting is basically not eating for long periods of time during a 24-hour period. That means, of course, 1 day. And the basic protocol for this is 16 hours. 8 hours of the day you eat, the rest 16 hours you do not eat. Not only that you do not eat, you have to, you cannot drink anything that contains calories. You can drink water. You can drink tea. That's herb tea. Because some teas like ginger tea does have carbs in it, so you cannot drink that. You can drink only tea that does not have any carbs or calories in it. And you can drink black coffee, pure espresso, or just black coffee without any sweetener, anything in it. There's something that you also have to know. When you put particular sweeteners in your coffee, the fact that it touches your tongue, the body, because it's sweet, it prepares for that potential sugar that you're gonna put in your body. It's not sugar, like say if it's stevia, but it prepares for that, so it makes an insulin spike, starts the particular processes for digestion, no matter if it's real sugar or not, just because it senses that it's sweet. Something sweet is gonna come down. Now, stevia is proven, particularly stevia is proven to not raise blood sugar uh, and insulin, but still, I will not, as far as everything that I've read and saw, definitely not put anything sweet in your coffee, just to be safe. Just don't. Pure coffee promotes actually the fasting. It helps it. And what is actually, what is the purpose of the fast? So, like I said, when you do not eat, when you eat throughout the day, you spike your insulin, you're making your stomach work, your digestion does not get a break, you're producing free radicals, you're getting more energy probably that you need, and you're getting fat. Let's say that when you're fasting, all that food that you're eating throughout the day, it turns into glycogen, especially when you eat in too many carbs, and the body draws from that glycogen from the liver until it totally depletes it. When it depletes it, it starts to, gets into the state of ketosis, which means that your liver starts to produce ketones, and ketones are alternative energy. You can say energy that is is taken from fat, and in this stage, your body, because there's no more glycogen, just starts to take from your fat on the body and burns that for fuel. So ketosis is also very, very healthy, because if you have some toxins in your body, if you have plaques on your brain, actually, that's one other very important thing, that Alzheimer's disease, all those disease that older people have, they're a result of bad diets and not cleaning themselves, not fasting when they were younger, because the more you eat, the more plaques you're gonna have between your brain, um, between your brain matter, and that is going to make so many problems. There's a lot of older people that don't have any problems with their memories, with their concentration or anything like that. Alzheimer's, like, no traces of that. A lot of people are like that, and that's the normal thing. That is not from age. It is, those diseases are the result because a lot of years have passed, but that is because they're getting older, is because a lot of years have passed with unhealthy way of life. So, if you do intermittent fasting, if you apply that to your daily life, if you do it every day, and yes, it has to be every day, because believe me, if you eat after your body is not longer used to eating, you will not feel well, you will feel bloated, your body will say, why am I having food in my stomach when I don't need to having food? And and so on. And so, guys, for instance, you start eating at 11 in the morning, you stop at 7. That's the first step. The first step of the way that you can do this. You eat with this 8-hour window, but after that, even if you're hungry, you drink only water. Only water. But the key is through the day to feel satiated enough so you don't feel super hungry after the 8 hour have passed, and you're just gonna get better and better at it. And when you don't eat, like I've said, your body eventually, when it depletes all the glycogen, starts to clean your body from all the bad stuff, starts to burn your fat for energy. You feel a lot better, and you actually feel energized. I when I finish work, when it's a good weather outside, I can drive a bike for 2 hours, then I can lift weights and I still have the energy, although I have not been eating for like the past 5 hours. You know, let's say I stopped to eat like at 5 in the afternoon. I get home. I start driving a bike at 7 or 6:30. I go home, I rest a bit, then I start lifting weights, and it's like 10 o'clock, and I still have a lot of energy. And even when you start to lift weights, because your body has to produce an energy from somewhere, it has to take from somewhere, that is when you actually enhance ketosis, and the body just produces more ketones and just pull from your fat for energy, burns that, you have more energy to work out. Thus you're getting awesome results with your workouts. You feel so energized and so refreshed. You will feel a totally different person, a lighter person. You will lose weight very easy this way. So first step, guys, first step is to realize that you really have to do this. Yes, you have to. Second step, to implement, to apply intermittent fasting because of so many benefits that it has. And you will also, when you fast for longer, once you become better at it, you can start fasting for 18 hours. You know, because so many people do not do this. And your friends are gonna be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, screw your friends, screw them. They're just not educated on health, and that is the bigger problem. Screw them. You just do you. You just be that person that you want to be. Do not let them tell you what you have to be. you know the fact that they have bellies and that being fat is normal to them, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get in shape like next summer. Forget about those stupid things. They're pathetic excuses. I understand them. I understand where they're coming from. I understand about their insecurities. I've been there. But that's not excuse. I know how willpower works. I know how lying to yourself works. I know how they are lying to themselves and thinking that they're perfectly fine, that they're okay. Everybody are fat, so we're just like everybody else. There's nothing to be seen here. No, the normal thing actually to look like this guy here on the CGI figure. That is how everybody should look, actually. Yeah. And that is not without effort, because we are really starting from a fat place, most of us. But some guys are 10 when they're younger. So if you start when you're 10, you're gonna achieve that like in a few months. uh, you know well, this guy here, although he's just CGI, he has very mature muscle, which means that he probably worked out. If he was real, he worked out for a lot of time, because his muscles and body fat ratio is really mostly muscle, and muscle looks very thick. It's not really very you know big, but it's kind of thick, which means that he worked out for pretty good time. But I mean that the earlier you start, the better. If you start like from 30 something, you can still do it. Believe me, you can. A lot of people did it. You just have to start. Even if you're 50, you just have to start. It's better late than never. It is. So guys, when you have Christmas like we will now have, you can still do this. If you know that you will eat like on Christmas Eve, you will maybe eat like around 8 o'clock with your family, maybe. It's just how it's gonna be in my house. I'm gonna get to those comments. Um, so you know that you're gonna eat at 8. Well, then start eating your eating window, then just start it like at maybe 5 o'clock, just to get that eating window. No, fast, just fast. Then don't be afraid to fast. You can drink again the water with salt, sea salt or Himalayan salt. It's gonna make you feel better. It's gonna replenish those minerals. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna feel amazing, you're not gonna feel hungry. You know, sometimes the first hunger that you can feel in the morning is just lack of salt, good salt, so you can do that and see how you feel. Then you can drink coffee because, you know, clean coffee, like I said, black coffee, that also are gonna keep you satiated and filled with more energy and gonna fast for longer. There's a lot of things that you can do. You know, also drink tea, herb tea, green tea for fat loss, green tea. Again, that's gonna help you too. So the longer you fast, the better. Just don't go like first time 18, 20 hours because it's not gonna be very sustainable, if at all. Like men, for instance, you guys, you can fast easier than me because you don't really have, you know, all those hormones like, oh, sorry about that. My monitor decided to turn off. You don't really have those hormones like estrogen that makes you hungrier. You have testosterone that promotes muscle growth. So you're better. You know, you're better in that department. It's gonna be easier for you, you know. I taught one of my colleagues how to fast. He was struggling with weight his whole life. He's still under 30, and I told him to fast. He was like, how to do that? No, I have to eat 5 times a day to boost my metabolism. I was like, that is not true. You're screwing yourself. You're getting older. And he was wondering what to do, but he finally listened to me. He went on fasting. Now he looks better than he ever looked in his whole life, just with a few months. And for him, it's very easy to fast. He's not hungry because, like I said, he's a guy. He doesn't have hormones that make you that hungry. I'm hungry like crazy sometimes, and it's really a struggle because, you know, your body is made to. I mean, female body is made to have babies. So my body is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what is happening." It's good for the but your body will work against you a lot of times and give you this false hunger signals to make you fat. The body also, often only thinks in short-term health, not in long-term health, so it only thinks how to survive here and now and doesn't think about the damage that is gonna be done if you continue with this. And the body is something that you can teach yourself with your willpower how to behave. That's also very important. So the body, if it's used to eat if it's used to be giving food every so often, like every 2-3 hours, it's gonna make you hungry about the same time. It's gonna make you, crave different foods. I'm really when I think about through what hell I've been through to get to that shape, to learn all of that, looking back is just, I'm kind of wanna cry, honestly, but I'm really proud, of myself and what I did and the fact that I can help people. So let's see. Well, the next point, learn, practice, apply. It's what I've already talked about. Learn whatever you can about your own body. I can tell you pointers, things that are universal, like the intermittent fasting, that is good for everybody. It's good for people that have diabetes. It's gonna control their insulin spikes. It's gonna control their blood sugar. So a lot of people that have this condition, they think that they cannot fast because they're gonna have problems with their blood sugar, but this fact is not the case. Everything can be strategically done. Nowadays, personally, because I'm more advanced now, my body is more adapted to use ketones for energy. I can fast for longer times, especially Saturday and Sunday. That's another advice that I can give you. If you do not move in your daily life that much, if you're more sedentary on the weekends, don't eat much. Don't just eat, um, you know, something more healthier. Try to eat without bread because bread is one of the worst things that you can eat. No matter whole grain, everything is GMO. Even if you eat spelta or limits, that is very ancient grain, you can say. That's still carb, that's still gonna be bad for you. I ate only spelta spaghetti when I gained that weight. I thought that it was healthy, but no, it was carbs. It was so much carbs, so high calorically dense, so hard to process from the body. It always puts it as fat because it's just so much carbs. It's not protein. It's not directed. It's not processed in the same way. It just turns into glucose and sugar, and that turns into fat and carbs themselves, because they're like the first source of fuel for the body. They are like acting as a wall that stands between the ability of the body to pull fat for fuel. So basically, if this is like, if you imagine if this is a wall, here are the fat in your body, and here is the ability of the body to pull the fat for energy, and here are the carbs that stand like a wall. It's something like this. It just can't do it. So if you want your fat storages to be accessed by the body, you have to lower your carbs. And when you start your fitness journey, talking about lowering your carbs, the way that you really know what the heck you're doing is with MyFitnessPal. That's a free app. It's with the Google App Store. It should be in the the iPhone App Store. Just go there, download MyFitnessPal, enter your age, your goal. Like for instance, your age is 20 something. Your goal is to lose weight. Your kilograms for now are this. You have to have, of course, uh, you know, you have to weigh yourself every morning. Weigh yourself every morning. Don't be afraid of the scale. The scale is not your enemy, it's just the truth. But get a really good scale that is with very high precision, up to 100 grams. If there's more precision, even get that. And just go to the bathroom every morning, go pee or whatever you're doing, then get on the scale, then start drinking water. Again, don't worry, don't be afraid of the scale. And of course, sometimes you're gonna look leaner, but the scale is not gonna show it. Then you can just measure yourself with a centimeter, to see that you're thinner. Another way is to take pictures of yourself when you're naked or semi-naked. For the guys, again, it's easier. Just take pictures, you will see that you have a progress. So pictures is one of the things that should not be underestimated. You should take pictures of yourself every single week. No matter how you don't like yourself, you will start liking yourself. You will. I promise you that. But pictures really very important. Is not to, don't feel it as like, look at to make your ego feel better. No, it's really a proof that you're really doing something. You really have to prove it to yourself, to believe in yourself, to see that you're not wasting your time, to have the motivation. That's gonna fuel your motivations. Very important, guys. Very important. Do not underestimate anything. If you underestimate what I'm saying, whatever from that I'm saying, you're just gonna screw yourself over. You just don't do that. You just take everything very seriously, guys. And again, that's the second point. The next point, keep motivated by your accomplishments. So again, when you see the results, when you apply everything, that's gonna keep you going, and you will never get back to the way that you were. But again, don't let anybody tell you that you just be happy with how you look, you just be happy with yourself. No, because you don't really know yourself. You have to know yourself first. That's the most important thing. If you're a very good person, if you develop yourself, if you learned, if you applied knowledge, if you gathered knowledge and then you apply it, then you see that it works, you will help a lot of other people. You will be better. You can only get better. You can only get more productive in your life, in your business, in your work. You will get better at fitness. everything. So knowledge is power. Knowledge is what will, drive us forward. So I say, let's be forward in the future with more healthier humanity, with more healthier nations. That's gonna be helping with mental health as well a lot. So diet is everything. What you're putting in your body is everything. It really is. So yeah, think about that. And when you have time, learn to cook, learn how to do a lot of things. I just don't have time to cook. But what now I eat, uh, basically it's fast. I can prepare it myself. I prepare every meal that I prepare. I log it here with my fitness pal. So when you log it in with your fitness pal, you know every single calorie. It's good to have uh, what's the word for that? Scale, yeah, a kitchen scale. So you weigh everything and you know how much grams is it. If you create the meal, you can create the meal in MyFitnessPal. You can weigh everything, every single ingredient, make a meal, take a picture of it when it's ready. Every time that you eat that, you just log it in. It's ready. It's there. You can share it with friends. They can cook the same recipe with you. It's amazing. It's amazing. We have all the tools in today's times to be healthy, and we also have all the tools to kill each other. The choice is ours. So now I'm gonna get hi to Arnold. I'm gonna get to your comments, guys. If you have any questions, now it's time to post them, because I'm gonna end the stream. This is end of part 1 in terms of what I have to say. This is the base that you need to start. As for workouts and all of that, probably I'm gonna start doing that to show you. Of course, a lot of other fitness channels can show you too, but because I've seen all of them for years, I've taught myself, I learned, I practiced, I applied, I tried, I switched, I tried. I mean, I know. So I will show you everything that I gathered and everything that you need to build the best physique for yourself, for your own genes, so to speak. And when you really start to doing all of this, you will, you'll just learn on your own, and you will know what's better for your body. But you just need to start. You just need the base, and that is what I'm giving you. Thank you, Ivy. Getting to your comments now. Again, tea is very good. So when you ask me, do I drink tea or do I drink coffee, I will tell you I drink both. I just love coffee more, but I drink both. Now, some people are really sensitive to caffeine. Decaf coffee, if you're sensitive to caffeine, decaf has also proven to be very good for intermittent fasting. Also has this health benefits. The one thing I totally forgot before I get to your comments, guys, is autophagy. That process was discovered, I think, in 2006. The guy that discovered it has a Nobel Prize for this. So it's totally proven, but it needs more research, of course, to see how many benefits more. But basically, what autophagy is, what we know, is that when you fast, cells, named for a longer time, of course, that is above 16 hours, but cells of your body, instead of dying, they're getting recycled, they're getting reborn, so to speak. The body starts to make even new cells, and you reverse the process of aging. So autophagy is one of the most, if not actually the most important process that you can kickstart in your body. But because everybody eats so frequently, sorry, because everybody eats so frequently, I don't know why it's happening. um, you can never get to autophagy. Nobody gets to autophagy. That is why all of those American, not only American, but it was very, strong. All of those things. I mean, like commercials and stuff, like eat a lot and often, and so to speak, because that not only kills your metabolism but kills you. like I explained earlier, and you'll never get to autophagy. The only way to get to autophagy is to fast for the longest time that you can. There's a boy on YouTube that was 19 years old, I think. He was pretty overweight, not like super obese, but yeah, pretty overweight. He decided to not eat for 28 days, and he documented that gladly for for our eyes to see. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. So he did that, and he lost all the weight. He got better skin because he was drinking a lot of water with salt. When you fast, because you have this excess skin, the skin is stretched because you were fat. You have a lot of veins and other things, tissue that is there. People try to remove that with surgery, but when you fast, and because of autophagy, because it recycles everything, it just pulls that in, eats it up, so to speak. And autophagy by itself means eat thyself. It eats all the bad stuff. It eats the fat. It eats all that excess tissue. If you have scars on your body, if you fast for a longer time, the body's gonna eat that scar, so to speak. You will not have a scar. It's amazing. You have a better skin. You have totally be cleaning yourself of all the toxins, literally. You will clean your brain from all the plaques, and you will literally get younger. Your biology will be of that of much younger person. But that can only be achieved through longer fasts, like 20 hours, 48 hours. I do think that you can achieve autophagy after 16 hours if you're younger, but that's yet to be proven. Of course, if you have less body fat, like I do, for instance, I'm fit. I do have body fat, of course. All my hormones are functioning properly. If you get too low on body fat when you're a woman, you will get your hormones mixed up. That's not healthy. But if you're fit enough, it's good, of course. And so for somebody like me, I should not fast maybe more than 48 hours. Somebody that is, I mean, the fatter you are, you can fast for the longest time. There is a case that is now in the Book of Records, Guinness Book of Records, that was years and years ago in the 60s, or even, I don't know exactly when, I have to check the year, but there was super obese person, like 300 pounds and more. Um, he had a lot of issues, illnesses. The doctor said, well, you're gonna go, and we can do nothing about you, you're just gonna die. But they decided that, well, let's try fasting. They didn't really know what fasting does by that time. They thought that he was gonna die without food. But guess what happened? So that guy fasted for more than 365 days, more than a year. I think that were somewhere around 370 something days. So they only gave him vitamins, minerals, coffee, and tea without any sugar, of course. So he fasted. Again, coffee and tea does not have any calories. Minerals, vitamins, they do not have any calories. So he fasted. He lost all the weight, all the excess weight. He gained, I mean, he even gained muscle. He didn't lose muscle. That's another thing about fasting. Doesn't You do not lose muscle. The body prioritizes your muscle tissue and burns only the fat. Of course, you have to work out, which prioritizes your muscle tissue even more and promotes muscle growth. Because also when you fast, you create uh, the growth hormone. You produce that hormone in very high quantities, and growth hormone is again promoting anti-aging. I mean, it's anti-aging itself. It's the growth hormone. So that basically helps with muscle gain. That helps with you being young. So again, fasting, so many benefits, is crazy. So that guy, guys, lived to 90 something years, had wife and child, everything was perfect. He was able to reverse all the damage that he did to his body, and the doctors were very surprised because they thought, the same way that now our grandparents and sometimes parents here in Bulgaria think that if you do not eat, you will die. In that case, that's totally not true. That's exactly opposite. So the fatter you are, the longer you can fast, and you'll be perfectly perfectly fine the first 4 days. Some people that try to fast like a week or more. The first 4 days, they say that they are totally the hardest because you're experiencing hunger and particular time that your body is used to eating, but then everything is reset, your metabolism is reset, you're becoming a totally different person, you no longer feel any hunger at all. You can work out, not super excessively, but you can work out to even build muscle and with that, you know, energy, the ketone, basically ketone energy that the body gets from metabolizing using your fat for energy, and you're just clean of everything bad, and you feel better. Your skin is pulled back because you drank a lot of water, and all that excess tissue that is in your skin that's also pulled back, and everything that is not needed is eaten by the body. So that is it about intermittent fasting, autophagy, ketosis. For now, getting to your comments now. So, Yavka, you're here. I just saw you. Sorry. You really have to watch the whole thing. You know a lot about that. And yeah, we're here. It's exactly the person that I was talking about that like lost 15 kilos and better his life a lot. He fasts and he's not even hungry. Guys, you're so blessed with the fact that you don't feel hunger as girls do. If you have fatty liver, that means that you eating too much carbs, Michael. Just I will advise you to adapt the ketogenic diet, which is a topic of another video, but basically will be ketosis the whole day, and when you apply fasting to that, it's gonna be perfect. You're gonna be rid of your fatty liver for sure. Ketogenic diets are very therapeutic and help people that have exactly the same problems. It keeps your insulin low, your blood sugar low, and you're consuming very good fats. It's amazing, and you have to consume omega-3s, by the way, gonna help as well. It's extremely healthy to exercise while you're fasting, and you are enhancing ketosis, you are burning more fat, and you're building more muscle when you're fast, so do that. Yes, never add sugar. Never add sugar to anything, basically. I'm trying to make some pastries with oats and not with flour anymore. I do not use flour. That is also carbs, but oats are a lot more healthier if you eat in small quantities. It's amazingly tasty pastry, and it's carbs that will not, you know, higher your insulin that much. But if you have such problems like fatty liver, excess amount of weight, you just have to be strict at the beginning. I'm only allowing myself this as a healthier option because I'm not, fat, and I'm controlling the carbs intake and everything. It's a healthier alternative, but it's not for people that are overweight. It's really not. Just saying. Mm, okay. Mm, 8 26 hours? What do you mean 8 26 hours? But yeah, it should be every day. Just start with 16 to 8. That classic. It's a classic protocol of intermittent fasting. Just 6 hours, 8 hours of the day you eat. 16 hours you do not eat. But I do not recommend to place this 8-hour window in the night time. Only if there's holiday like Christmas or Christmas Eve and you know that you're gonna eat later, only then you can switch that window to a later time, but not before. I mean, not usually. Try not to eat after 6 or 5 o'clock. Even 7 is kind of late, really. You know, even though in the ancient times, some people said, do not eat if the sun is set. Just don't. Your metabolism slows down. You will not really do a lot of moving after you get home. So you will not spend that much energy. You're eating for nothing, you know. Why are you eating? Your body doesn't need that food. It's just an excess amount of food. When you're not moving, just do not eat. Drink water. Water. Hmm. Well, it's not intentional. Don't forget to drink water. Happy holidays to you, Malik. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. So that is it, guys. If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna leave you for today. Uh, ah, I see, Ivy. That's healthy, by the way. That's really healthy, but you have to do it more often, or at least you have to adapt the 16:8 protocol. Oh, that's awesome, Yevka. Even though that's kind of low, uh, and your blood sugar is, well, it's 4.2 if you haven't eaten, basically. I'm pretty sure that if you eat, it's gonna be at least 5 and something, but we're gonna talk about later. You have to tell me about those results that you got from the medical test that you did. So guys, again, um, yeah, you do not only think about fasting, you just do it. Just turn that window according to your work when you are most active. If you're most active between 9 and 6, you just start eating maybe at like depending how active you are, but maybe from 9 to 5, or from 10 to 6, or from 11 to 7. But 11 to 7, I just better not do that. But just try, see what works for you. Just again, try not to eat after 6, please. Okay, Michael, update me on that. I'm gonna make a second part of this and continue talking about what type of diet is most suitable. Again, everybody's gonna be different, but I am gonna talk about the ketogenic diet because I do think that it's the most healing diet when it comes to controlling your blood sugar, controlling your insulin spikes, and destroying and eliminating everything that makes you fat, which are actually exactly carbs. So that is it, guys, for now. Thank you very much for watching this very long video, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and hope that I can make part 2 very soon. And yeah, just watch my Facebook page for when I'm gonna stream next. Till next time with me, Gary G Reviews. I'm gonna work out now. Bye, and thank you, my dear Garrettys. I hope most sincerely that I'm gonna help you, and if you start doing some changes in your life and if you start getting results, do let me know, please. Thank you very much.